The Bengals' playoff hopes are alive, and if you want to keep them alive, then the Bengals have to beat Pittsburgh this week. So like that video. We have the data to prove it. The more likes we get, the more likely it is the Bengals win. So if you want Cincinnati to take down Pittsburgh and sneak on in the postseason, then like today's video right now. We will get to a more typical preview in today's show, but we're going to begin with the rather troubling injury update from NFL Network on Jamar Chase, that the expectation is that Chase will miss Week 16 against the Steelers due to that AC joint sprains, shoulder separation, whatever we want to term it, it's all the same, and potentially more time as well. Now, Zach Taylor didn't really confirm that at his press conference today, just saying, we'll take it day by day. We'll see. He's not going to practice this week. I would feel very confident in the reporting from Rappaport's, knowing that it either came from the Bengals or Chase's agent. So that's what the info is there. Do not anticipate seeing Jamar Chase playing in Week 16, TBD on Week 17. I think he'd be able to go in theory in Week 18 if you're still alive come playoff time. A sizable loss for a Bengals team that if we're being honest, teams like the Jets offensive line and the Browns have been probably decimated more by injuries. But if I had told you, you lost Joe Burrow at like the halfway mark of the season, if you're without your number one corner in Cam Taylor-Britt, if you're without DJ Reader now, and you're without Jamar Chase, we went, oh man, this was a lost season. Here the Bengals are, thanks in large part to the play of a lot of different guys, but most notably Jake Browning, who we'll get into on today's show, and the Bengals are still in the mix. The Bengals, without Jamar Chase, do have pieces at wide receiver. T. Higgins got to step up. Again, more on him in a little bit. Tyler Boyd. And your tight ends could be in for a good day against the Steelers grouping of available players at safety that we'll talk about here on today's show. Yoshi Voss, Charlie Jones, if he's healthy, Trenton Irwin. Someone's got to step up with Chase out. So what is your concern level over playing without Jamar Chase for at least this Steelers game? Scale it for me from 1 to 10 in the comment section. 1 on the low end, 10 on the high end. So the Bengals are on the road against Pittsburgh in a backup versus the backup of the backup quarterback game. They are a 2-point favorite with a lowly over-under set at 37. Not a huge surprise since Pittsburgh has one of the better defenses in football. They're a top 10 unit. And one of the worst offenses in football. They are a bottom 5, at least based on the points scored, etc. And these two teams are trending in complete opposite directions as of late. The Bengals had lost Joe Burrow against the Ravens. They lose against the Steelers. I wrote them off. It's on me. My bad. But they've gotten hot since then. I guess I reverse jinxed them or something. Upset the Jags. Blow out the Colts. Stun the Vikings 27-24. The Steelers, meanwhile, have lost 3 straight games. According to the Bengals, 3 straight wins since the last time these two teams played. They had the tough loss against the Browns, and then they beat the Bengals, beaten up by the Cardinals, lost the Patriots, and also blown out by Indy. The Cardinals and Patriots are 2 of the worst teams in football, and Pittsburgh blew it. They should be on the verge of locking up a playoff spot, and instead, they are teetering on the brink of basically being eliminated. Who you got winning this one? B for the Bengals, S for the Steelers. Key to victories to come, but this is the pinned comment on today's video. The ad comes here on YouTube. Take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. Key to victory number 1 for Cincinnati. You got to stop the run. You're going to be without DJ Reader. It'll probably be a bigger role for guys like J2 Faley. I think Dominique Davis probably gets caught up to the active roster would be my guess. But boy, this is not great. That's a really tough spot to be in for the Cincinnati Bengals. The numbers don't lie even with DJ Reader. And the advanced run defense stats here. So Bengals run defense, Steelers run offense. EPA per play, expected points added. How much are you doing to generate points on a drive long term? So, a 98-yard run down to the 1 is like, 6 points expected added because you're going to score from the 1 in pretty much all scenarios. They're 26 there. 20th in success rate, meaning teams are getting good chunk gains against them and moving the chains with it. Pittsburgh, however, not great running team. 21st EPA per play and 20th in success rate. You're not going to have DJ Reader. It's a third-string quarterback in. Pittsburgh will try to run the football on you, so be prepared. Now, today's show is made possible by PrizePicks. They're offering you a $100 first deposit match, or up to $100, I should say, when you go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to that figure. They are the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. They're currently doing their 12 days of Picksmas, giving you some extra fun selections to have some fun with there. And they've also launched a new feature as on top of that. It is their Demons and Goblins. So you'll see it here on my normal 3 prize picks this week. Are going to be more than Justin Fields passing yards, more than Justin Jefferson receiving yards, anytime CeeDee Lamb touchdown. If you want to get a little bit aggressive, why don't you throw in the more than on the Goblin version of Josh Allen passing yards, just 200 yards needed there. The Goblins, easier to hit, lower payouts. The Demons, harder to win, higher payouts. Makes it a little fun. Maybe you can do some multiple prize picks this week. I'm going to do the 4-1 here and go all in, power play, all or nothing, and do a flex play of just the first 3 picks this week. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use that code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. Links in the comments section and the description of today's show. Keys to victory number 2. Jake Browning just keeps on doing the thing, man. I don't know if it's going to eventually, the carriage going to turn back into a pumpkin, but what Browning has done in the games he started, really since that Steelers game, has been incredible. The numbers this year are shocking. He's at 73.6%, and in the starts, i.e. not the Ravens game, it's even higher. He's a massive reason for why the Bengals are on that 3-game winning streak here. Yeah, I will look at EPA per play. Now, this is at times just a offensive stat. That's why Purdy and Tua are in part so high, because their supporting casts are so dynamic there. But look at these EPA per play. Again, expected points added. Jake Browning is 3rd. He is behind only MVP candidates / frontrunners Brock Purdy and Dak Prescott. He's ahead of Josh Allen, Tua, Patrick Mahomes. Now, again, supporting cast matters. Drops that turn into interceptions, hurts your quarterback in EPA per play. That's how it goes. But he's 3rd. I don't know how sustainable this is, but I'll tell you what. Don't you feel a lot better about your backup quarterback room long-term and your quarterback spot short-term this year because of the way Jake Browning has played? I think you have to, right? So do you trust him fully and implicitly? Y for yes, N for no. Sound off in the comments section. Guess it's not really implicitly when I have you type Y for yes, N for no, but I digress. Number 3, let's get T. Higgins going. You started to see it down the stretch against the Vikings. One of the favorite and coolest plays I think you'll see all year was that contested catch grab and then extending over the pylon. You see the catch itself on the stat graphic here. He has not yet gotten to 500 yards. It's been a disappointing year for T. Higgins. He's battled through injuries. He's battled some drop issues. He's in a contract year trying to get the bag. There had been some whispers of, is he going to come back? Like, yes, he is. He was going to come back even when Joe Burrow went down with his injury. And now with Jamar Chase out, he has the chance to emerge as wide receiver 1 for this team and show why he should get so much money from somebody at some point on his next big fat contract. Now, we will be live for our Bengals versus Steelers watch party, so do not miss out. Hit that sub button, youtube.com/BengalsTV. We will be live for this one in what is a massive Saturday football game on NBC. Don't miss out. Hit that sub button right now. Number 4, key to victory. Pick on those safeties back there. Pittsburgh is kind of in dire straits at the safety position. They're normal starters, quote unquote. Minkah Fitzpatrick has a knee injury. He is not going to be able to go. Damontae Kazee, currently appealing it, is suspended for his hit on Michael Pittman. He might win the suspension appeal, but he's at least going to miss this game. Might go from season long to maybe it's only 3 games or whatever. He's going to miss time. Keanu Neal is going to miss linebacker. He's on IR as well. So it's probably going to be Trenton Thompson and Miles Killebrew, and maybe Elijah Riley's back from IR. That's a bad safety core, guys. Take advantage of it. Boyd, the tight ends, attack that middle of the field. I'll get to my score prediction at the end of today's video, but I want to hear from you guys first. Sound off in the comments section with your score prediction of Bengals versus Steelers. Key to victory number 5, Mason Rudolph plays like Mason Rudolph and isn't, Rudolph the red-nosed quarterback diving in late in the season to save the Steelers' hopes and dreams. Rudolph's played 18 career games. He's got a handful of starts under his belt, and he's just not that good. This absolutely is a slanderous key to victory, but come on, he's not a good quarterback if we're being honest here. I mean, there's a reason why he was the third-string quarterback behind Mitch Trubisky. Trubisky is also not that good. Rudolph is 5-4-1 in his starts, the majority of those coming in his first season. He didn't play at all in 2022. He's 2 of 3 for 3 yards this season. You should be able to beat him. Bengals defense, step up. Kind of did at times against Minnesota, kept them around for a little bit, then kind of faltered down the stretch. This is a game you should shut down the Steelers offense. Get off the field too. Don't rely on red zone turnovers this time around. My score prediction, Bengals win 20-17. Another nail biter as the Bengals move closer and closer to finding a way, somehow, some way, to sneak on into the postseason.